Hey, welcome to Gcast. My name is FreezeGhost, and I'm gonna be hosting this episode.
No,
the
you're
members?
not.
Nah, it's my time, fucker. Really?
Yo, what's up? It's me, your boy, Steven, back with Gcast Season 4, Episode 2. But, someone please take it. I don't know where I'm going with this.
So, we're gonna be talking about the Snyder Cut, which, after 4 fucking years of waiting, Snyder fans finally got what they deserve, alright? Their little cream pie, alright?
Their birthright.
Yeah, their birthright, yeah. So,
before we get started, who are all you people?
Biff, go first.
Alright, I am Biff. I have not been here in a while, but I am still here. So,
Biff,
hello.
none of us have been here in a while.
Yeah, I am Virtual Freeze. That's my new name. I'm no longer FreezeGhost, aka Chris, and I'm sexy.
That's debatable.
Nice. I'm Steven.
Fuck off.
Okay, bye
Shit,
That was
are we breaking up?
Yeah, I'm breaking up.
Is this where the podcast ends?
Yeah, this is
what they put in the documentary?
Yeah, this is what happens when Paradox is in here.
Is this the end of our boy band?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay, anyway.
Don't worry. Gamesphere's back.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get the Wikipedia article for Snyder Cut up and running.
Okay, I'll get it. I'll pull up a Wikipedia article too. Wikipedia.
I'm gonna trust that you guys know how to Google and use the internet. So.
Yeah.
No, if you don't
Okay.
know how to use anything, get roasted.
So, the Fakay language is spoken by Burhi Ding Valley of Assam, India. Distribution.
I see.
Okay.
I see.
So, the Snyder Cut is a thing that fans have been waiting for a long time. Basically, it's been basically elongated to a 4-hour movie with only Snyder's own recordings, none of Josh Whedon, who took on the project after the tragedy that happened in Zack Snyder's family. Yeah.
It was Batman v Superman, right? Like, the critical backlash got the studio just to be like, yo, Zack, you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, the same thing happened with Suicide Squad as well. They basically said, hey, you're making a more darker story, and people are liking like this one trailer we did, and like we don't have much faith. So they had to cut everything. Yeah.
They got a trailer editing company for that, right?
Yeah, I believe they did. Yeah. And
that's why like the editing in that movie is so garbage, is because like they got like people who don't know how to edit movies that well. And we're like, hey, you have a month. Edit this.
Yeah, it's because like the first well, let's get back on topic. The first trailer of Suicide Squad was very successful. It's very zany fun. So they decided to cut a movie and they reshot like almost everything. Same thing happened with Justice League, and it kind of became a mess. And now after fans screaming release the Snyder Cut and people saying, oh, but the Snyder Cut isn't real, and then Snyder saying, oh, it is real, this, that, and that, they finally decided to make six narrative, like 6 acts
Parts.
Yeah, 6-part movie about the Justice League using Zack Snyder's vision. That's basically it.
So, yeah. One thing I have to say is that this clearly wasn't like this was clearly made for HBO Max. Like, if it wasn't for HBO Max, this would not have happened.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like I think streaming, like sometimes I get that like it's not as amazing as going to the theater, opening your TV and like seeing like shows, but streaming is so good because binging is actually great. It allows you to follow a storyline and stuff, but that's why I really like HBO Max, even though it's not in fucking Australia. I like how HBO Max like allows shows and movies to have more of a shows have more of a storyline.
Yeah.
Like instead of shows where everything has to be episodic to make sense for the random kid who turns it on. That's a side tangent, but I just really like HBO Max for making this happen.
Yeah. And also, do you guys really think that like this whole movie was just laying around, like before, like they were like, okay, let's release it?
No. They had to put it all together after, and I'm pretty sure Zack Snyder actually did some like reshoots, even though he wasn't supposed to.
Yeah.
The only reshoots Zack Snyder actually did was the ending scene, that's very shoehorned in, the nightmare.
Oh, the Joker one? Yeah.
Yeah. But,
Yeah,
which I get because, there's I think DC said that the Snyder Cut wasn't canon. It's probably going to become canon soon.
Yeah, I mean, you have that whole, what's the hashtag that's like on Twitter right now?
Restore the Snyderverse.
Restore the Snyderverse.
Yeah.
Let me see. What's the big hashtag?
Restore the Snyderverse or something like that.
Hashtag let me see. I'm trying to find it, guys. I'm sorry.
I'm pretty sure it's isn't it like one of the like biggest, most popular like movie related hashtags like in recent times?
Oh, it's hashtag March Madness.
No, not that one.
Let me check actually. Entertainment.
Look at this.
I see an ad for Solar Opposites.
Oh my god. Okay, it's not that important. Anyway, so what are your guys' overall impressions of the film?
I don't get the parts. It doesn't make sense, and I don't feel like they would work. And I don't think this movie would work watching each part in one thing, because the first part's like 30 minutes long, then the second one, and then like the third one, and then they go to like an hour and a half each. I don't understand how you can like watch this in parts.
I don't know if it's really meant to be separated like into like individual stories. I think it's sort of more like chapters in a book where like you're sort of just supposed. It's like all one story,
Yeah. It's like it makes it good for streaming because you're like, this is a 4-hour movie. Like, I'm gonna take it like from chapter 3. I'm just gonna chuck a piss, maybe do some other things for like 10-20 minutes, and then go back to watching the movie. Take a little break. But I watched it entirely, and I was wearing my glasses, which I'm not supposed to wear for a long amounts of time. So that just ruined my eyes, dude.
But like, what I'm saying is like, in a book at least, you can stop at like chapter 10. And, like the chapters are still, like, somewhat a contained story. Where with this one, it's like, it ruins the momentum a bunch if you just stop.
It depends on the book, I guess. Well, I mean, it's 4 hours long. I guess he added it. Also, I guess maybe it's part of his, like, directorial vision or whatever. He wanted it, like, separated into parts. But since it is a 4-hour film, I guess he understood maybe that some people don't want to sit around for 4 hours. And he's like, okay, you can stop at this part, and then like exactly where to start up again.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
But also, I feel like a problem with Zack Snyder is the basically he wants like a longer, like 3-hour or so movie. Then the studio's like, no, fuck that, we're not doing that, we need more money, shorter run times are good. I don't think, like back then, like I think now that stuff like Endgame and streaming exists, so longer movies and series and all this stuff can have more limelight and just allowed to flourish. But back then they were like, no, you gotta cut down your movie so hard. And so Zack Snyder usually made like long director's cut to make everything make sense, like 3 hours long, 3.5 hours long. But I feel like with Justice League, even this movie, I feel like they wanted to still keep Zack Snyder's vision, so they wanted to make it 4 hours, But I feel like 3.5 hours, cutting it down to that, because some of the scenes were
we don't need to see.
Okay, even though like I get this is his vision or whatever, but I still feel like it definitely could have been cut down. Even just a little bit and still like make sense. Like I remember there was that one scene where Aquaman is like it's not a spoiler. There's that one scene where like Aquaman is like holding the whiskey bottle and he's just staring at the ocean. And it's like that's like it's like a whole minute long, and it's just like nothing. Like
what about the slow motion scene where it's like waves and Aquaman's just walking out and looks like a fucking commercial?
Yeah, no, but I feel like those shots look kind of cool, I guess. But I feel like a lot of the scenes I make. Okay, here is the kind of spoilers, but yes, still kind of spoilers section of the thing.
Spoilers.
Yeah,
Skip to this part in the video to get the end of the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, and so this is pretty pog. Before your mum. Wait, I don't know.
Oh, he got you, viewers.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, shit.
Anyways, as I was saying, why the fuck did I lose my? Okay, go on, Stephen. You direct.
Well, like some of the did we really like the Aquaman stuff? Like, did we need him talking to Willem Dafoe about like his mother and all that? When Aquaman has a whole movie that's literally that. Like,
oh well, I mean, the Justice League came out before Aquaman, right?
Yeah.
but this is coming out after.
Well, I mean,
so like
I guess
And also-
they wanted to keep it as if it came out when it did.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, and
I just don't see the. It felt like a double dip, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I've already seen this. Like, I don't understand why we
Well,
need to focus on.
They did it so weird. They had like Aquaman's like origin story after he was already introduced and like after he already like fought the big evil bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's
That's
just.
true. That's true.
Yeah, but let's talk about and also the bitch and the abuser Amber Heard had the weird British
God.
voice. Had the weird.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The color grading was so weird that like her hair in Aquaman is like red, and in this one I couldn't even tell that like it was supposed to be the same.
That's because the Snyderverse is dark and edgy. It's
Yeah.
rated R.
But, like, I guess it's just like confusing to me about like why is the color grading like so saturated that I can't tell if it's red or brown.
That's
Yeah,
just his
because-
style.
Yeah, because I heard the
Yeah.
old when did Aquaman and Justice League both came out?
Justice League was 2017. Aquaman was 2018.
Yeah, so
or whatever year Bumblebee came out.
So it
And
makes sense.
yeah,
no,
18.
It makes sense that I get that you saw Aquaman and kind of retreads the ground, but again, they needed to have the backstory because they had to explain something, and I believe that. I think that the reason Mera has the weird British voice is because she was gonna originally have British voice and then they reshot it, so she doesn't. I don't know.
But like, do we need to know like that Aquaman's feeling all this in this movie? Like, do we need to know that? Like, what impact does that have on his character? Because it's already established that he's like a loner and everything. So why bother going into even more detail?
Well, I mean, they wanted to just give some background into him because, like, you know, before that movie, that was like the first movie he was in, wasn't it? Not counting like a brief cameo in BVS.
He was in I can't come up with a joke. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so I mean, it's sort of like with Cyborg, right? Like, this is the first movie Cyborg was in, so they sort of did his origin story in this movie.
Yeah.
I guess they kind of did the same thing with Aquaman, but to a lesser extent, because they actually planned on having an Aquaman film. Like, Cyborg isn't getting his own film.
I mean,
he
it was planned.
Yeah, he was.
But the actor cut ties with the studio, I believe.
Yeah, but I feel like now with the Snyder Cut, I know that DC's saying, "Oh, we have our own plans. We're not going to really go in the Snyderverse." And Snyder's like, "I don't really want to make superhero movies right now. Like, I don't really feel like making another one." But I feel like eventually they're going to be like, "Okay, Snyder, because of the fans and everything, come back and let's like finish your verse, your Snyderverse and your vision." Yeah.
Also, I didn't really I like the first Flash scene a ton, right? Like, I like the Flash in general. He's probably my favorite like DC character.
Are you talking about
But,
like in general, like in the comics, just like
overall? So like seeing the Flash's power was cool, but like, what was the narrative point of that first Flash scene?
the one with like the hot dog?
Iris. Yeah, the one with the hot dog and Iris. What was the how did that impact the story at all? Other than
was that supposed to be Iris? I didn't even like get that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that scene had like it. I don't think it needed to be in this. Like, there's a lot of scenes that I can look at and be like, this detail's unnecessary, and we're already told it in another scene. Like, we don't need to know that he's like looking for a job when his dad says that. And he's like, you should stop looking. This is the 4th job you have.
I think, honestly, I think Snyder just wanted to have, like, a cool, Quicksilver moment, you know, where everything's like frozen and he's like using his powers and stuff.
That's true. But like,
yeah, I don't know. It was just kind of I didn't really get it because you know it's like, oh, pretty girl, I'm gonna reveal myself that I have superpowers to her.
What about his shoes?
Oh, I like that.
I know, but now he has to buy a new pair of shoes.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess that's what he gets for not being in his costume.
Yeah, but like I did like that. That was a cool effect, along with the glass being liquid for a quick second.
Oh yeah, that was like how it stretched out and then broke.
Yeah, like I said, I love everything about that scene, except for the context within the movie.
Well, I mean, obviously, it's good that he saved her.
Yeah,
but yeah,
but he didn't save anyone else.
Well, no one else was in danger.
The truck driver, he was eating a burger. He could have had a heart attack or something. And the hot dog vendor.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I'm assuming his reflexes were fast enough that he just saw that no one else was in danger.
Yeah. And also, it was so creepy just pushing away the hair.
Okay, yeah, that was a little weird.
Like, what if I did that to you, Biff? Huh?
Oh. Well, I wouldn't know because you're going at like the speed of light.
What if I told you I did that to you?
Oh yeah. Also, like when he's going super speed, everything he touches gets like shocked, doesn't it? So why wasn't she like electrocuted?
I don't think it's everything. I think he just generates lightning.
God, just imagine, just like he like touches her hair and her head just fucking explodes. Yeah.
Like, I'm also really confused. Like whenever he like took his step in super speed, only in that scene, the street like broke.
Yeah, I get
like that never happened. Like and later in the movie when he was like getting Wonder Woman's sword, why didn't just the tower break apart?
I don't know. I'm guessing that Central City just has really bad infrastructure.
Yeah. So you're telling me whenever he runs around Central City, just the streets are just gonna be demolished?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really analyze that too deeply.
I'm just yeah.
It could honestly just be like the CGI people just getting lazy and being like, okay, this is too much work to like do every single step showing the groundbreaking.
Well, I don't care if it's too hard for them. It pleases me, and that's all they should care about.
Oh wait, so are we gonna start like talking about the narrative acts each or?
I think before that. Also, one other thing that I thought was, I mean, I get it's like his vision or whatever, but the whole like 4:3 ratio for like the whole film.
I wish that there was like an interview or something I could find where he explains why. That's all I care about.
He probably just thought it looked cool.
But why? What makes it good?
I guess it's not really a real complaint that I have with it. I'm just not used to it. I guess it just kind of felt like I was not seeing... It sort of felt like the sides of the screen were cut off. But, you know, not a real complaint or anything.
Yeah, no, I believe
I got used to it.
It's actually showing more. That's what I heard. It's actually showing more of the screen because of it.
But how? Like, all it says is, like, to preserve the integrity of Zack Snyder's creative vision.
Yeah, like...
is it like showing more of, like, the top and the bottom, so it's, like, not stretched out or something like that?
Yeah.
Oh, I see that.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know, I just wish there was, like, an interview from him.
There probably is.
Where yeah. I mean, I'm looking it up now and I don't see anything on it.
Yeah.
Alright, anyway, so, we can start talking about, like, the... story or any like changes like that we thought were good.
So I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I didn't really like the like first two acts because it was just setting stuff up that I already knew. Like they were good and all, but like it was more just kind of like I'm already not interested in like Wonder Woman too much. I don't find that I don't really like old settings that much, so Wonder Woman's whole thing just didn't interest me. I liked the scene that she had though, the bank break-in.
Yeah, I haven't seen Wonder Woman either somehow, but he's talking about her scene in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, the Wonder Woman movie's good up until the third act where it just goes to big brave villain for no reason.
Yeah.
But it's directed by a woman, so I will give that a plus, and we need more of that.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Oh, you have something to say about that, Biff?
No, not really.
I don't know.
Okay.
Wait.
So
what?
I like.
So what are the rest? Wait. So I believe if we look at the future of the whole thing, there's going to be the Justice. So the Justice League, came out, and then there's going to be the Batman next year, and then DC Super Pets. What? Okay. The Flash.
I don't
Aquaman
know.
2, and Shazam
I know
2.
that. So I know that the Flash is going to be Flashpoint.
Is
It's
it?
basically gonna. Yeah, it's gonna reset everything.
Oh.
It's gonna pick the best parts of everything that they've made so far and do it. I'm not excited for that.
Is it
Flashpoint's a good.
Flashpoint's how they're gonna make the Snyderverse canon.
Flashpoint is, in my opinion, is only a good story because you know who the Flash is, and I don't know who this Flash is, and I'm going into this being like, oh, they're doing it just for this reason, and I'm not going to be invested in it because I don't know who Ezra Miller's Flash is, other than just like this Marvel character who's just quippy, like.
Yeah. I don't know. With Flashpoint, yeah, they would have to do a lot of backstory into like who Barry Allen is, because the whole point of Flashpoint is him going back in time to prevent his like mom from being killed, and which like fucks up the whole universe.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be the X-Men Days of Future Past, but not as good because it doesn't have like the lore and built up.
Yeah.
Granted, it could be good, but also they had Phil Lord and Chris Miller on for a bit, but now they're not, and so I'm not excited for that.
Honestly, Flashpoint's such a big event. It honestly might take another like 3-hour-long movie just to do it.
Yeah, I think they should
release
probably,
the Flash cut.
Yeah, they should probably
Right.
do series. Do you guys want to talk about like the differences between the Whedon version and the Snyder version? Because I actually did not watch the original Justice League, but I have seen some clips of the differences and all the other stuff.
From whatever,
I think a good like general like difference between them is I think Snyder took out a lot of like the dumb jokes or just like the thing
brunch,
right? The brunch thing. God.
I feel like even like with Batman v Superman, I feel like Snyder took some sort of criticism and from the reception, because there was actually some parts of Zack Snyder's Justice League that were funny, and that like, not like funny, I didn't really audibly laugh, but like I get it, and like it was kind of gave me like a smirk of like enjoyment, like I actually really liked it. But Whedon just cut out some of the best parts of the movie, added like some Russian family, and just did all of this stuff.
Oh yeah, they could. He just completely took out like the Russian family.
Yeah. I agree. I like that Zack Snyder's Justice League. The only like character who really like tells jokes is the Flash,
which
even then
makes sense because he's usually like the comic relief quippy guy.
Yeah, and they're all reactive too. They're not proactive, right?
Right.
Like they're like the scene where everybody leaves and the Flash is just there on top of the Gotham PD or whatever. And he's like, oh, well, I gotta go or whatever. Like, they're all reactive jokes. Like, this movie isn't trying to tell a joke, but when it does, it's all just, like, situational, which I like. It's like Barry Allen being a person compared to him being like, hey, brunch, and all that.
But one of my weirdest things is that Barry Allen, you could see that, like, Barry Allen and a lot of them are kind of underexperienced, I guess. Like, I wish that like Barry Allen wasn't really trained. They just chucked him into this situation, and I really liked one part of the Whedon version that I found that I liked is the kind of prep talk that Batman kind of gave him.
The just save one person. Yeah, I missed that in this version. But like I also think that like I don't know. I think there are really only two things I missed from the original. Was the, like you just said, the just save one person, and they don't have the race at the end, which I get why. Like, that's a completely, like, like, Marvel movie, like, set up, like, oh, fun ending. Yeah, I understand why it's not in, but it was cool.
Yeah, but also Steppenwolf, design
Oh.
and Darkseid. Let's talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so Steppenwolf, in the first movie, was a big grey villain who we didn't know his motivations other than take over the Earth, and that's it. And he's super strong with no defined power set.
Mm-hmm.
With this one, I think they over-explained why he's doing this.
I think they did an okay job. They didn't go into childhood trauma or anything.
I don't think it required 3 separate scenes that all did the same purpose.
Are you talking about when he's talking to the hologram of Rashad or whatever his name was?
Yeah.
The sword.
I think we just needed 2. I don't think 3 was. I think 3 was one too many.
I mean, I don't think they were too long, so I wasn't really bothered by it personally.
And also the part where it's the thing is where Darkseid does not remember the place's Earth. I get that you conquered that many planets, but you should at least somewhat remember that place was Earth. The place that Steppenwolf found the mother boxes were Earth. How dumb can you be? That's
it has been a couple thousand years.
Yeah, but
he is a god.
But I feel with Superman.
Well, wasn't he technically? Wasn't God? I'm not too familiar with the new gods or whatever. But back when he first tried to conquer Earth, he wasn't actually Darkseid yet, right? He had a different name or something, or he didn't have his Omega beams back then either. I don't think.
Yeah, no, I thought he did. Back when he did that, I thought I saw them.
I don't think he did.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And even though I don't know, I did. What's the thing? I did let's talk about his design for a second. Steppenwolf in the old Justice League look ugly. With the new one, I feel it's a little bit too over designed, but it works, and I really like his more alien face.
Yeah.
I like how the scales actually had a use at one point when it cut off all the arrows. I like how they have a use.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just something that looks cool. They give it some kind of use, even though they don't go into it. It's there's a reason for that, other than just being yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely a little bit, because if you think about it, the scales shouldn't move, right? What if they move and an arrow shot right where it moved, right?
Yeah, that's true.
There's probably something under it, I'm assuming.
Yeah, him.
Yeah, well. I think his armor overall, or his look in general, is better. His face was, I think, a lot more expressive, or
he looked cute.
I think I don't think his face was more expressive. I think they just gave him a lot more expression.
Maybe.
They gave him a chance because in Justice League, he didn't do shit. He was just mother box.
Mother. Yeah, no, but he actually has a story. He actually wants to be redeemed. What the fuck did you do, Steppenwolf? You owe 50,000 planets. What the fuck did you do? And that actually gave him a good character arc. He wasn't. I still don't think he's the best villain, but But also, I feel Batman was a bit weaker. Still in the new. They made him an absolute pussy in the other one. But you saw what Batman did. I know Superman had the ego and the kryptonite weakness and everything, but how Batman meticulously crafted his way into destroying Superman and almost killed him in Batman v Superman. I feel there wasn't enough creative detail, and then Superman just rocks up. Shouldn't Steppenwolf know kryptonite or know any ways to dodge?
Steppenwolf didn't know that Superman was alive, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why the mother boxes were alerted, was because Superman died.
Yeah, and also
right.
Darkseid was just staring through the portal. He could have ran in with his entire army, but he just stared. Watching Steppenwolf.
Well, technically, I guess he maybe. I think he was just.
Could have been a test.
Well, right, because he was sort of he wanted Steppenwolf to do everything. He probably didn't. I'm pretty sure he just wanted to step in at the very end once everything was done, and just claim the anti-life equation.
And like you have to remember that that like the superheroes lost, and it was like a blink, and like they won because Barry went back in time.
Well, since he went back in time, they technically never lost.
But they did lose at one point. Like in the movie,
it's an alternate timeline.
Yeah,
it's legit an alternate timeline that they lost. Yeah, no, he created an alternate timeline.
Like, and I gotta say, that's probably my favorite sequence in the whole movie, is him going back in time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we kind of skipped a few things. That's at the very end.
Yeah, and also...
Okay, well...
I love Darkseid's design, by the way. Like, it looks pretty accurate. Like, it looks pretty good.
So it's agreed that Darkseid's the hottest character in the movie?
Nah,
Steppenwolf is
Steppenwolf cute. Nah, Steppenwolf is cute, man. Like, have you seen the memes, bro?
No, I haven't. Let me look it up.
Like, come on, look at his adorable face. Come on, you cannot resist him. You cannot like.
I don't know why, but I looked it up and I got Baby Yoda. Oh, there he is.
I remember seeing something of like Steppenwolf as a cat.
Here's something. Put this on screen, Paradox.
Anyways, wait, did we like go over like an extensive of how the movie has gone, or are we just like jumping to different stuff?
We're just talking.
We're just jumping around.
Yeah, but like I like and also like it's crazy. Like Flash gets introduced like after a bit, but Flash has that awesome, kind of creepy, but still really awesome scene. At the start, but it takes an hour to even get to that scene. Like, I feel like some things should have been cut. Like, the whole Aquaman, like, the girl smelling his shirt and, like,
oh god, that was so creepy.
Yeah! I love that. No, that needs... I want a 2-hour cut of just that scene, baby.
No, literally, I was watching the movie with a friend, and I literally said, like, when she picked up the shirt, I'm like, I swear to God, if she smells that. And then she did, and I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, no. Like you could definitely see I feel like that part of the Snyder Cut, that's like director's cut type shit. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that.
That did not need to be in there.
Yeah, but I want to know, how big is the 5-hour assembly cut? Because I remember
there's a 5-hour assembly cut?
Yeah, there is.
Release the assembly cut.
Yeah, no. Can I tell you, this is kind of pretentious of Snyder. Like, I get the 4x3, okay, I kind of liked it and got used to it. It looked pretty cool. But the whole, I'm making a Justice League black and white because that's how I like to watch the movie. That's a bit pretentious, you know? That's a tiny bit pretentious. And it's going to add, like, a couple of extras, like, an alternate Joker scene where he's Jesus. That's what...
Also, I feel like some of the stuff doesn't... Or some of the more subtle, like, things don't make sense if it's black and white. Like, Superman changing his costume to, like, the black and silver version instead of wearing his traditional, like... red and blue.
Yeah, but then like the people who don't like the black suit get the colored suit, and the people that don't like the colored suit get the black suit. It's a one-way.
I actually don't really like the black suit. Just purely from a visual perspective, I think, because at the very end, when they're doing sort of like the sort of, you know, like the poses and stuff, where they're all like standing on top of the nuclear like silo or whatever, like staring at the sunset or whatever, or sunrise. Like, I don't know, I just feel like it would have looked so much better if Superman was, like, wearing colorful clothes and not, like, black. Because he was also placed right next to Batman, who's already wearing, like, black, like...
No, make Batman change.
Yeah, but, like, the thing is, like, I get it, they're trying to do a whole, like, kind of recovery suit, black suit type of thing. Like, the black suit was their recovery suit in the comics, but still, they didn't really explain it. Like, I feel like Superman and Lois... Like, Lois had, like, large scenes. It's way better than the Whedon cut with the you're thirsty. But, like, sometimes I feel like, And Martian Manhunter should have just been thrown out. It ruined the whole Lois Lane and Martha scene. Where it was, like, really kind. And then, oh my god, Martha is actually a Martian Manhunter. Like, it's like, it ruins the whole... purpose of the scene. It was really cool, and then Snyder just decided to add fucking Martian Manhunter, like save him for later. You know.
I'm posting in the chat a screenshot of a conversation Biff and I had earlier today. Yeah. Paradox, you can show this on screen. But we said this thing about how Biff said that he wished Martian Manhunter had a fight scene, right? And I was just like, I said what Chris said, get him from the movie. And and Biff was just like, oh, it's for a sequel. And he said that the Martha thing was weird. And I was just like, well, it's obvious like why he would do that. Lois wanted to work. I'm just saying. He wanted Lois to work, okay?
Well, maybe. Oh, wait.
Without that, would Lois go to work?
No, I don't know. But, like, I like how I kind of set up Lois. Even though I feel like they could have cut down a couple of the Lois scenes a bit, I like how Lois had the scene where it explains why she, like, magically appeared when Superman was revived, because she goes there goes to the monument almost every single day. You get what I mean? So, you know.
Yeah.
And how she's still kind of grieving, and she didn't just kind of get over it, you know?
Well, one theory, or not really a theory, but like one possible, maybe sort of idea I had as to why Martian Manhunter like went to Lois was like, is it possible that maybe he like came from the future and he knew that Lois had to be at that like specific spot, or like Superman would like kill everyone?
I'm not sure.
That's true.
Because but it also doesn't really make sense. I'm assuming there's going to be some sort of time travel, because like they already established that like Flash can go back in time. And also there's still that whole scene in Batman vs Superman where like he has like the dream or whatever, and it's like Flash telling him about stuff. Oh, okay. One thing I wanted to talk about that my friend and I noticed. I don't know if this is intentional or not, but there's a lot of imagery in like the Snyder Cut that looks very similar to like stuff from Watchmen.
It's probably
which was also directed by Snyder, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, here's like the one that like I thought was the most obvious. Or it seemed obvious like when I thought about it. Here, I'm gonna post 2 images.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's one.
No, wait. That's the same costume.
As well.
No, so I still with the goggles. Like that's literally.
It's the same costume.
Well, because Night Owl is sort of supposed to be like the edgy, you know, Batman like character, except he's like, what is he, like an alcoholic or something, and he's just a terrible person.
I know he can only get turned on whenever he's in the suit.
Yeah, I haven't seen Watchmen in a very. Actually, have I ever seen Watchmen? I think I have, but it was a long time ago.
Wait, guys. I just wanted to mention. I remember like from I was watching some scenes of the 2017 movie. There was like one scene where Whedon tried to replicate Snyder's cut like style for the opening, and some people say like that was one of like the most Snyder things, a part of his cut. But then we just got like 5 minutes of Superman screaming, so that was pretty cool.
I forgot about that. I forgot about his wail just going on forever.
Yeah, I know. And also remember the Wonder Woman, whenever the Amazon or Wonder Woman did the thing, you go, oh, whoa. That was the best part of the movie, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was. Like, I don't know. This movie's just like it's fun. It's too long though. Like, it's a problem whenever it's like I'm forgetting the beginning of the movie halfway through the movie.
Yeah, but I feel like it did work though. No.
It did, and I wouldn't mind seeing more things like this, like more of the director's visions and everything. But like, it's just there's just some trimming, you know?
Yeah.
Like, there are just a few scenes you could easily cut or trim down a bit, and you got, like, this really good, like, 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
Or 3 hour, 30 minutes.
Yeah, no, I feel like reshoots are fine, because I feel like some scenes could have had, like, minor reshoots where they used it to cut some scenes down, so it still kind of makes sense. But what they did with the Whedon cut was too much. Just way too much. But like, the reason we got this Snyder Cut is because of streaming services. Like, even if they still allowed Snyder to do the same thing as Batman v Superman, they would still have to cut a lot. There would still be a lot of studio interference, etc. You know.
Oh no. Biff's finding more.
Like, is that not the same trench coat?
Oh god.
I swear they're just reusing props from Watchmen.
The buttons are on the buttons are on the wrong side.
Yeah, there's probably a better.
Okay, so even though I'm glad you brought that image up of Batman, because that epilogue, that dream sequence, I did not like it. I think it was cool, but like, I don't know. It was just like, it went on really long.
I don't know. Joker in the Snyderverse is very cringe.
Yeah.
At least they didn't have
better.
the "we live in the society" line. At least.
No, I wanted that. I almost had an ulcer waiting for that line. Like, if they were gonna have the Joker, at least give me "we live in a society, Batman," or something stupid like that. And he had such awkward pauses, and every time there was a pause, I kid you not, I was expecting "we live in a society," because that's how janky that dialogue was.
Yeah, you know, but I still found it pretty pog, you know, pretty.
I don't know. It just didn't interest me. Like, Superman's the villain again. Batman's gonna fight Superman. And like Biff said, like, why didn't Deathstroke just shoot Joker?
Right. Like, I mean, like, I don't know. Maybe something happened to Deathstroke, but like, I feel like, I don't know. Also, like, okay, can we just talk about this? I guess this is sort of also Batman versus Superman, but. It's also at the end of this movie. How bad of like a casting choice Jesse Eisenberg was for Lex Luthor, like I don't know. He just isn't imposing like at all.
Yeah, but going back to the nightmare sequence, I feel like the only reason they allowed Snyder to do it is because I feel like DC now and Snyder at that point was still like, finally I get to show my vision and all of this stuff. But we're still unsure if we should go to that direction, so why not we just have one final little fun scene, some like extra shots, you know, like a little fun scene to satisfy your fans, and maybe not we'll make a Snyder Justice League 2, maybe or maybe not, but you just make the final scene and tack it on.
Yeah.
Like I'm
but like
in that respect, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
They allowed the guy who played Mark Zuckerberg, this guy, to be Lex Luthor.
Well, that's a picture of Mark Zuckerberg.
But like, I'm just saying, if we go like 6 degrees, Mark Zuckerberg to Lex Luthor is now 1 degree away.
I feel like Mark Zuckerberg would make a better Luthor if he shaved off his hair.
Oh, he did. Like his hair is shaved.
I have a photo.
Or
maybe
like this.
Maybe it would make more sense if he was like Red Tornado or something, like a robot.
No. Aren't there like modern villains who like use the internet anyway? I'm trying to think.
Hey, look, wait.
Modern villains
storyline.
I mean, I guess maybe like Calculator, but he's not really a villain. He's more of like a.
Boys, I found this on the Wikipedia article. Scrapped outline for Snyder's Justice League sequels. Right here. After Darkseid would have been the main villain of Justice League 2. Batman was gonna die in Justice League 3. Featuring
who was supposed to be the villain of Justice League 3?
Yeah, and also there was gonna be a cut ending from Snyder's Justice League, which was gonna have Green Lanterns, Jon Stewart, Kilowog, and Tomari.
Wait, so were they gonna make like a whole movie for Green Lantern with Jon Stewart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Justice League Core, I believe, is what it was gonna be called.
Yeah, they were gonna get Mark Wahlberg to play. Wait, were they gonna make Mark Wahlberg to play Hal Jordan?
Mark Wahlberg. Hell yeah!
that would actually be awesome. Not gonna lie.
It would be.
I don't know if he'd make a good superhero.
Snyder said the scene in Batman v Superman with the crosses over Superman's dead body were cryptic reference to events in Justice League 2. So Nightmare would be important to the plot. He had plans for a Nightmare future that was based on Injustice. Fuck Injustice. Justice League 2 would be inspired by Final Crisis. Blah blah blah. My ballsack. The Justice League 2 would have featured Earth when Superman succumb to the anti-life equations, you know, and then early into Justice League 3, a time-traveling Flash would avert the apocalyptic future. Superman would become the leader of the Justice League and the central character after Batman dies at the hand of Darkseid. So basically, Justice League 2 will mean nothing, and then Justice League 3 would have happened and be like, yo, Superman, you're good again, yo.
But, yeah, I gotta say, like, most of the time travel is not the good solution to a movie if it isn't a time travel movie.
Yeah.
Like, this time it worked because it didn't undo the parts of the movie. Like, it undid a total of, like, 3 seconds. Right?
Also, they did sort of establish it already, because he said when they revived Superman, he was all like, oh, when I approach the speed of light, time gets weird.
You know, there was also the nightmare sequence was gonna happen. You know how Flash has that weird, like, suit with the CGI face? You remember that in the nightmare scene?
Yeah.
With, like,
the
the
Batman v
beard.
Superman, I need to really watch the Batman v Superman director's cut, but the director's cut had a scene where Flash came through a portal from the future and said, oh, it's Lois Lane, blah, 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 the future, you get what I mean?
Oh, yeah, Lois Lane is the key and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I guess maybe that would maybe make sense. If Martian... Because Martha has Martha been in contact with Bruce Wayne? I'm assuming so, and if it was Martian Manhunter as Martha...
Martha's dead.
Is she?
Yeah.
Yeah? Like, do you not know Batman's origin story?
No, I mean Superman Martha.
You know J.K. Simmons?
Yeah.
He's gonna be...
I love Whiplash.
Yeah, J.K. Simmons is gonna be James Gordon.
Anyway, I wasn't done talking. Anyway, I was gonna say, if Martian Manhunter was Martha, it's possible he could have read Bruce Wayne's mind and learned about the whole, like, Flash telling him that Lois Lane was the key, which is why he talked to Lois Lane to get her out of her funk, so she would be by that one monument when Superman was resurrected, so he wouldn't kill everyone.
Wait, did you know that J.K. Simmons plays Gordon?
That's the Spider-Man guy, right? Bring me pictures of Spider-Man.
But yeah, I thought it was... I don't know. This movie was just insane, bro.
Okay, so we're sort of approaching the hour mark, which I think is a good time to end it. And honestly, I feel like this might need a part 2.
Maybe.
Because there is so much that we have not talked about.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot. I need to rewatch this.
Oh, yeah, let's take 2 minutes to do it. Flash was more of an extensive character. He had some really awesome scenes. Cyborg was pretty cool also.
Oh yeah, there's a whole chunk that we didn't talk about.
Oh yeah.
They completely redid Cyborg.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd say we leave that for a possible part 2.
Yeah, we'll do that with Ronnie at some point.
Yeah.
When
Ronnie is so hot.
So, is this the end of the podcast?
For now.
Yes.
Yeah. Paradox. This is where the timestamp goes. The one that I referred to at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah. So listen.
So do we want to do our closing thoughts now or during the eventual part?
I think eventual part 2. For now, it's
okay.
See you later.
No.
So
I'm gonna say my thoughts because Dick. All right. Listen here.
Dick Grayson.
Yeah, I give
Nightwing.
Fuck Batman.
I give
Remember that?
I give this movie 7 out of not 7. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. All right,
I give this movie 4 hours.
I give this movie 4 hours out of 4 hours.
That I'll never
Oh, actually,
get
no.
back.
If we're counting the hours I enjoyed, I give it a 3.5 out of 4.
If we're counting the hours I was on my phone, I give it a 5 hours.
5 out of 4.
No, where was I? Yeah, this is good. If you haven't seen the Snyder Cut, don't watch it unless you like DC. That's really all I can say.
Oh no, I would still recommend people to watch it in parts. But
I guess.
yeah.
I don't know.
Like my brother was a big Marvel, like Marvel fan. Like he likes Marvel better than DC, and he still watched this. So you know.
But like, okay, fine. If you're a superhero fan, then watch it. But like, I wouldn't recommend this to someone who's walking out of The Notebook.
Yeah. Also, I'm just gonna say, I'll watch Death Note. It's like the only good anime that exists. All right, boys.
I thought you were talking about the movie.
No.
I was about.
That's completely out of nowhere and unrelated at all to what we're talking about.
No.
Okay, so is this the end of the podcast?
Yes.
Remember boys. I'm gonna say the funny thing. And remember.
Okay.
Wait. I have to do our closing stuff, Chris.
Wait, no. Let him tell his joke first, and then we'll close.
No. This is the end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Who were all you people? I'm Steven.
I was Biff.
I am Virtual Freeze. And remember to stay.
Wait.
And remember.
No, Chris. We have to tell them to subscribe.
End of the episode. No, this is the end. I'm stopping my recording.
And
subscribe.
remember to floss.
No. No.
How do I can't remember how to stop the recording. Is it this button?